Putin's KGB training teaches him to become more aggressive the worse things get. We're going to get to that side of Putin's strategy in a minute and why, for all the talk of what America should do, we should, as we talked about, be far more concerned about what Putin will do. Speaking of what he will do, the U.S. military, and this is telling, is not taking any chances. There are now more U.S. troops in Europe than at any time since 2005. That's pre-iPhone. Robert Sherman is live in eastern Poland, where the 82nd Airborne is deployed near the border with Ukraine. Robert, good morning.
Good evening to you over there, Leland. The United States is beefing up its military presence in Eastern Europe, drawing its proverbial red line through the countries of Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Poland, where we are right now. Right behind us is Ukraine, where the United States has emphasized that the boots on the ground will not be going. To this point, about 100,000 U.S. service members are on the ground here in Europe. And I can tell you firsthand, Leland, they are not being hidden behind closed doors. They are in plain sight as a show of force and sign of solidarity to their fellow NATO members. What you're looking at right now is the 82nd Airborne, which just arrived here in Poland from Fort Bragg in North Carolina just a couple of weeks ago. In the sky, you see Chinook and Black Hawk helicopters. On the highways, you see the Humvees rolling around. We've spoken with a few Poles who have told us that they can't help but feel worried and nervous about the future. They fear that if Russia is able to topple Ukraine, their country might be invaded next. One of the local mayors here told us that the NATO forces on the ground are one of the few things keeping their citizens feeling safe.
18 dywizja, przeciwpancerna, która...
The people know that they are protected from the aggressive policy of the Kremlin. We don't want war, but we're not afraid of it either. We will fight for our land in case of war.
And in recent weeks, we've seen the U.S. and NATO emphasize their commitment to Article 5 of NATO, that all 30 NATO members are one. If one gets invaded, it would require a collective response from the other NATO members. Well, the Poles that we've been talking here on the ground feel, shall we say, cautiously optimistic that the U.S. and NATO will stick to that if it comes to it. Leland?
Yeah, and in a sad way, they don't really have a choice but to rely on the United States in NATO. Robert, great reporting by you and the team. Thank you. Hope you get some sleep this weekend. We'll check in with you on Monday.